Now coming on to another type of cell division, that is meiosis. Meiosis, I told you, it is a reduction division. What happens here? The number of chromosomes are halved and we call it a haploid condition, that is having n number of chromosomes. If we take the example of human beings, we are having 46 chromosomes, and after a meiotic cell division, the cell will possess only 23 chromosomes. Okay, so this condition will be called as haploid. This type of division occurs only in the reproductive organs. In humans, it will occur in testis in males and ovary in females, giving rise to sperms and ova respectively. If we talk about the flowering plants, it will take place in anthers and the ovule to produce pollen grains and female gametophyte. Okay, so if we recall back to the need of cell division, there were four requirements for which cell division is needed. First was growth, replacement, repair, and the fourth one was reproduction. So the for fulfillment of the um, eh, fourth requirement, meiosis is needed. Meiosis is necessary for the production of the haploid cells. Clear? Now coming on to the stages of meiosis. The whole cycle of meiosis occurs in two divisions, giving rise to a total of four daughter cells. That is a very important factor, that here the two divisions are occurring one after the other, and these two divisions are combinedly called as meiosis, and the end product is four daughter cell, not the two daughter cell as it was in case of mitosis, but here after the end of meiosis we will get four daughter cells. Okay, these two divisions are called meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is the reduction division, in which the reduction of the chromosome number takes place and the diploid cell is forming haploid daughter cells. Second is meiosis 2, which is similar to mitotic division. It can be said as a mitotic division only, because here the equation division is taking place and same haploid number is maintained in the daughter cells. So altogether we will get four daughter cells after meiosis 1 followed by meiosis 2. So after the end of meiosis 2 there will be four daughter cells. One more important thing here, that G2 phase I have told you in interphase, that G2 phase is absent in meiosis. Instead, in prophase of meiosis 1, here also meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 will have PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So when we talk about meiosis 1 will also have prophase. So prophase of meiosis 1 is similar to the G2 phase of interphase of mitotic cell cycle. Clear? So that is an important point over here. Now coming on to the stages of prophase. Although stages of prophase meiosis 1, although meiosis is beyond the scope of syllabus, but you should know a small overview will be given to you so that you understand it briefly, that what actually happens. We will not go into the detail, but I'll only tell you about the name of the stages and what actually happens. So just recall what was happening in the prophase. If you see, in prophase what was happening, the centrioles were moving apart and reaching to the opposite poles, the chromosomes were becoming distinct, the chromosomes which have already duplicated as paired chromatids, they were there, sister chromatids were attached to the centromere, spindle fibers were appearing and nuclear membrane and nucleolus were disappearing. Here in meiosis 1 this will take place here also, but will have five substages here: leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, and dikinesis. So you don't have to study these in details. I am telling you again and again, but you need to understand. You need to learn, know a little bit about it so that um, you will understand one important concept which I want to provide you here. In leptotene, see, again I am telling you, these 5 stages are sub-stages of prophase in meiosis 1. What happens in leptotene? In leptotene, we call it as a stage where the nucleus becomes large and more chromosome become distinct. It is a short phase. Then zygotene. In zygotene, the homologous pair come together. Now, what is homologous pair? Homologous pair is a pair of chromosome which you inherit which the cell inherits, one from the mother and the other from the father. So, similar chromosomes of that is how the similarity is decided. The chromosomes will be similar in size, in shape. They will come together and form pair. That pair is known as homologous pair. Okay, and so in zygotene, what will happen? These homologous chromosomes will come together, and we call it by a term synapsis. Okay, then in pachytene is the most important one which you need to remember. Here what happens, these two chromosomes which come together, are actually winding around each other, and at the point of their overlapping, they are exchanging the genetic material. They are exchanging certain segments of their chromatids. Okay, this is known as crossing over. Then in diplotene, the homologous pair is separating again. They are going far from each other. And finally, the dikinesis. Here what happens? The chromosomes move towards the periphery of the nucleus. The nuclear membrane disappears and the nucleolus also disappear. So here, for your class 10th, you being in class 10th, it is important to understand about pachytene. I'll be telling this in detail in the subsequent section of the chapter.